Hello guys, today topic is indirect proof. Indirect proof is based on law of contraposition or modus tollens. What is contraposition? I have already discussed in previous class, but for revision, I am explaining here. Contraposition or modus tollens says if P implies Q and not Q are true, then not P will be true. This is the formula for contraposition or modus tollens. The above two formula P implies Q and not Q are true, then not P will be true. It means if not Q is true, then Q will be false. Similarly, if I say not P is true, it means P is false. So this formula can also be read as P implies Q is true and Q is false, then P will be false. There are two ways to read it. The truth table for this I have drawn here. There are two propositions P and Q. So there will be 2 to the power 2, 4 different interpretations. As you know, the first variable is Q and second is P. Then Q is written as in alternate form in order of true and false. True and false. Second variable is written 2 times true, 2 times. So we first find the negation of P. The negation of P is not P that I have shown in third column. 2 times true, 2 times false. So 2 times false, 2 times. And again, then I have taken negation of Q in fourth column. In fourth column, it is in alternate form, true, false. True, false is written here, false, true, false, true. And P implies Q says P is hypothesis and Q is conclusion. If hypothesis is true and conclusion is false, then this formula will be false. In all other cases, it is true. P is true in second row, P is true and Q is false. So it's P implies Q is false, and in all other cases it is true that I have shown in fifth column. Now we find the not Q implies not P. Here not Q is hypothesis and not P is conclusion. So whenever not Q is true and not P is false, it will be false. Here not Q is true, that is hypothesis, and not P is false. This will be false, and in all other cases it will be true. That I have shown in all other cases. In this case it is true, but in this case it is false because hypothesis is true and its conclusion is false. The formula implies formula P implies Q. If we write P implies Q, then P is hypothesis and Q is conclusion. P is hypothesis and Q is conclusion. So whenever P is true and conclusion is false, its result will be false, and in all other cases its result will be true, as we know. And if we apply this concept on P implies Q, we get this column, and similarly when we apply this formula on this column, we get this. And here we see that these two columns are same: true, false, true, 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 false, true, true. It means P implies Q is equivalent to not Q, not to not Q implies not. This is called equivalence formula. And in this proof, we will use this equivalence formula. So I have shown here what is the meaning of P implies Q. If P implies Q is true, then not Q implies not P will be also indirect proof. This indirect proof is based on contraposition or modus tollens that I have already discussed in previous. This formula says this method is based on the equivalence of P implies Q, that is not Q implies not. I have already discussed about it in previous. It means that we assume that not Q is true and then try to prove not P is. This method is based on the equivalence of P implies Q, that is not Q implies not P. I have already discussed about this in previous slide, how P implies Q is equivalent to not Q. Q implies not. It means that we assume that not Q is true and then try to prove that not P is. In other words, to prove P implies Q, we assume that Q is false and then show that P is, that I have already discussed in the previous example. Prove that if xy belongs to z, that is integer number, such that xy is odd, the product of xy is odd, both x and y are odd, by proving it contrapositive, that is indirect. So this is the question. It means if x is odd and y is odd, then the product of x and y will be odd. Xy belongs to z, that is in integer number, such that xy is odd. It is odd. Then we have to prove that x and y are odd. If the product of xy is odd, then we have to prove that x and y are odd. This is the question. So we know, as we know from algebra formula, the number is written like this: twice of any integer value, like 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, plus it will give us an odd number. Similarly, this can be also written as 2 some I or some integer number like m, n, etc. plus. So this will be also equivalent to 2 and some integer like n plus. This is the way to represent the odd number in algebra. But if we want to represent any even number, then we write in algebra x equal to twice of integer, any integer number, where m belongs to z or I. If m is 1, then it will be 2. If m is 2, it gives 4. If m is 3, it means it is equal to 6, and so on. Similarly, y is also, if we write y is even, then we can write 2 some integer number where p belongs to z, or any integer. Similarly, if xy is even, then we can write it like twice of some integer, any some integer like k, where k belongs to I, k, where k belongs to I or z. So this is the concept of odd number in algebra, and this is the concept of even number in algebra. I will use this concept even number, the concept of even number in this Now let us move to the proof of this problem. And this type of question is important for term and examination. Always this type of question is asked in term and exam. So let P is a proposition or statement that is used for xy is odd. It means xy is, and q is a proposition or statement that denotes both x and y are odd. So there are two propositions, P and Q. And this problem says that if xy is odd, then both x and y are, according to this problem, when xy is odd, then both x and y are odd. It means P implies Q. So the reverse of this P, xy is odd, not P, represent xy is even. First is P, and it is used for xy is odd, so its negation will show xy is even. Similarly, the second proposition Q is used for both xy are odd. It means its negation is x is even or y is even, or both are. I have written here the negation of P and negation of Q. We want to prove P implies Q. P implies Q, that is in our question. Here, this question is xy is odd, then both x and y are odd. It means P implies Q. P implies Q. We want to prove P implies Q by proving that not Q is not Q implies not P. Since we know that by contraposition, if P implies Q, then its negation will be also. It means its converse is not Q implies not P will be, as I have discussed in first slide of this. We want to prove P implies Q by proving not Q implies not. So we start by assuming that not Q is true. That is, we suppose that not Q is true. It means x is even. Because if Q is true, not Q is true, then its negation will be even. Q is odd. Q is written here odd, so its negation will be even. So its negation will be even. Since x is even, as I have shown here, x is even. So this x can be written like x equal to 2n in algebra for some n where n belongs to integer number n, or where n is integer set or z is also integer. Then we can write xy is equal to 2ny, because I have assumed that x is even, that is x is equal to 2, and I have multiplied y x with y. I have multiplied x with y. So we get 2n into y. That is 2n. Therefore, xy is even by definition because n is an integer number and y is also integer number. The product of these two is integer number and this integer number is multiplied with 2. So this is equal to even. So we can say xy is even by definition. That is not p is, I have started from not q and from this not q I have proved that not p is xy is odd, not p will be xy is even. So we have shown that not q from this not q I proved that not p is true. If not q is true, then not p is also, because xy is denoted by p which is odd and its negation is even. So not p is, so from not q I have proved that not p is, when not q is true then not p is. So we can write not q implies not p, not q, sorry. So we can write not q implies not. So not, if not q implies not p is true, then by equivalence formula we can write p implies q. By using modus tollens, p implies q is true. I have just proved in this line. So p implies q is true and not q is true by assumption. So these two formula are true. So by modus tollens, we can say not p is true. From not q, I have proved not p. So not q implies not p is true. And from equivalence formula, this formula can be written like p implies q. I proved that p implies q is true, and it is true, and not q is true by assumption. So above two formula, p implies q and not q are true, so not p will be, and this concept is called modus tollens. Hence, q is odd, that is both x and y are, that is if xy belongs to z or any integer or integer set such that xy is odd, then both x and y are odd. Thus, I have proved that this statement is true for all integer numbers.